Flosstube, it's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back from my last video of 2018. Today is December 29th. It's a Saturday, and I've got lots of things to share with you. I've been crafting quite a bit since my last video and doing different types of craft, not just cross stitching. But before we get to that, I just want to do a quick life update. Since my last video, we celebrated Christmas, and on Christmas Eve, we have family and friends over for soup. So this year we had about 20 people show up for Christmas Eve soup, and we had a great time. I'm always nervous about that and just kind of fretting over it the whole time, but we had a great time. Everybody showed up around 6 o'clock, and I think the last person left about 10, maybe 10 o'clock. So we had lots of good food, lots of good just laughs. One of the our friends that came over is a family of 4, and they always bring some family member because they're not from the Mississippi, they're from different areas of the country, so they always have some family member that visits during the holidays. So we get to meet different people each year. And this year, Donna brought her sister Tina, and Donna and Tina are just like my family. You know, they fit in wonderfully, and we just had a really good time visiting with them, and their kids are hilarious. They have 2 boys. I have 2 boys. My sister has 2 boys, and my brother has 2 boys. So we had a house full of boys running around playing. Of course, mine weren't running around and playing. They were sitting in a corner brooding like 20-year-olds would, but or watching TV. But the other kids were out running around. They were roasting marshmallows. We just had a really good time. It was probably the best Christmas Eve we've had in a few years. And then Christmas Day, we got up early. My husband does the Christmas shopping now. He's been doing that for about 5 years. And so I just have to pick up a few things, and then I do the shopping for my side of the family. But he takes care of everything else, and he does a phenomenal job. So we got up early Christmas Day, and we went to see what Santa got for us. And I got a monocular. So I'm all into birding right now. I'm a biologist, but I wasn't interested in birds. I was more interested in fish. But over the past couple of years, I've really gotten into watching birds and understanding bird behavior, which is my background is in behavior and genetics. And so my husband, I have a little pair of binoculars, but they're, not the best thing in the world. So he got me a really good monocular, which I'm excited about. And he also got me this attachment. You can attach it to your cell phone and take pictures, which is cool. I've already used it a little bit. And if I have a chance, I'll insert a picture that I got through this little contraption on Christmas Day of a female cardinal. But I'm excited about that. I got a new birding book. My nephew also got a birding book. I have lots of nephews. The next to the youngest one is Tyler. And he and I are going to start birding together because he's probably going to grow up and be a biologist or an artist. Either way, he's going to enjoy going and looking at birds. What else did I get? I got that, and then my husband got me a new, I don't know what you call it, but it's a rack on my bike so I can put all this in. And he got me a sandwich maker, which is kind of cool. It's this thing you can make breakfast sandwiches from Hamilton and Beach, which is, I've already used it twice, love it. So we had a really good time. Then we went up to my mother's for Christmas Day dinner, which was delicious. We all cooked different things based on what my mother cooked. She doesn't do all the cooking anymore, lots of it, but not all of it. And then we opened presents with my siblings and my nieces and nephews. And I got some really cute stuff. We draw names, the adults draw names, so my younger sister Bridget got my name, and she did subscription boxes this year, so she got me a Disney World snack box, which is perfect because I leave in 4 days for Disney World, and I'm taking my snack box with me, so that was a really good choice. My older sister refuses to only buy for the person that she draws the name for. It's this whole ordeal. We have always just bought everybody presents, but with the addition of a new family member who thought that was ridiculous, we started drawing names. And my older sister doesn't like it, so she buys everybody presents. And I think I'm going to do the same thing from now on too. I think I'm just going to be like Sharon and say, I'll give presents to everybody. But anyway, off topic. She got me a box full of goodies. She shops all year round, and then she gives you this really cool box of things. So I got a quilt book. I got a book on the Instapot recipes, which I love. I got some other little list makers and things like that. She always does a great job kind of putting you together a box of goodies. So I had a good time. We had a really nice visit, and then we all came back to my house and played games until 10 o'clock at night. So the kids, most of our kids are teenager. We got, anywhere, the youngest right now is 4, but then above that, we've got some 10-year-olds, some, preteen, teenagers, and then my kids are in their 20s. So we have to play all kinds of games, and they all want Aunt Jen to play, which can be frustrating because I want to play games that the older people are playing, but I'm in there playing games with the 4-year-old. But it's okay. They want Aunt Jen to play. I should be thankful that they want me to play. So we played Who's the Werewolf? We played Garden Dice. We played Ticket to Ride. We played, what else did they play? There was one game they played that I wasn't able to play because I was playing Garden Dice with the 4-year-old, and she won. But we played Ticket to Ride, which I love that game. I love Ticket to Ride. So we played that. And then we have a new version that's Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails. I won. I was so excited. I did great on that game. I think we're going to probably do the same thing for New Year's Eve. So the plan is that we're going to have all the kids can come over and play if they want to. So we'll see what happens there. They can't spend the night. They all want to spend the night, but they can't spend the night because Hobby and I are getting up on New Year's Day early and heading off to Disney World. So the day after Christmas, my husband took me to New Orleans, and we attended the New Orleans Cooking School, which is, if you look it up on Google, you can find it. It's New Orleans School of Cooking. And we're both from South Mississippi, which is very much influenced by the Creole cooking of New Orleans. Not so much the Cajun cooking of kind of the western area of well, I guess so, kind of that area of Louisiana, but very much New Orleans influenced. And we have family members. We both have family members from the New Orleans area. So we're accustomed to New Orleans cooking. My mother made gumbo for all the time. I mean, I can remember having gumbo, all my life. But anyway, but it's fun to go and get, just interact with people in a different way. So we went to this cooking school. We had Chef Ricardo, who was hilarious, and we cooked 3 different things. We made gumbo. We got the whole history of gumbo, what it means, if you're supposed to put okra in it. Yes, gumbo means okra. But we made gumbo without okra. We made it with the filet. And then we made barbecue shrimp, which I love barbecue shrimp. But we served it over grits, which is not a New Orleans thing. Shrimp and grits is a low country bowl thing from the Carolinas. And then we had bananas Foster, which is a New Orleans thing. And it was wonderful. And we cooked it all ourselves. So each there were 10 people, and they put us in groups of 2 couples. And we each had our own little station. It was kind of like being on a cooking show because they had everything measured out for you, and you put it all together. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. Our gumbo was delicious. Our shrimp and grits were delicious. And our bananas Foster was amazing. So we came home on the 27th. Is that right? Yep, the 27th. And we made barbecue shrimp and bananas Foster for dinner that night. So we had the same thing the next day. And we're actually making the gumbo for New Year's Eve. So we had a good time. It was so much fun. And I'll put a picture and a video in here of my husband and us making the bananas Foster. But my husband, this picture I'm going to put in, I love it. He looks like a chef. He looks like he belongs in the kitchen. He was very much out of his comfort zone. He does not like cooking, and he did a great job. So that was all for me. He's a good man. And then, of course, we leave for our other part of our anniversary trip, which is we're going to Disney World, which I'm so excited. Okay, so that's enough of just talking life update. What we're going to do now is get into my crafting. So I have been doing lots of different things since my last video. One of the things that I've done is I've been sewing. Not things that I normally sew, but just things that I've been wanting to work on. Right after my last video, my sisters and my friend Lisha came over and we had a sewing day, like not cross-stitching day, but sewing day. And they made this really cute bag, which I have lots of bags, and I'm like, I don't need another bag, but I so want to make that bag now. While they were doing that, I worked on 2 different projects. The first project that I worked on was a little lap quilt. So let me reach over here and grab this. I saw this at the fabric dock. It was hanging on the wall, and it is a project that's listed on the Moda Bake Shop. It's called On Point Baby Quilt, and if I remember, I'll put the link for it below. And you use 2 charm packs to make the quilt top, and then you just back it and bind it. And I thought it was really cute, so I bought 2 charm packs that had little cats and dog theme. It's called Woof Woof Meow. Is the name of the line of fabric. And while they were getting their bag put together, I made this quilt top. And it's really fast. You just sew the squares together, cut them on the diagonal, and then sew it all back. And then you have this, all your squares are on point. So this is the quilt top I made. If you look really close, you can see all the little cats and dogs. We love it because, where is it? Where is she? Got our little Boston there. So this is going to be mine and Sally's snuggle blanket. When I sit and cross stitch downstairs, she sits right as close as she can be to me without being underneath my leg. And so we'll have this blanket. So I made that. And I didn't have backing fabric, but I was able to go online and order. That will be my backing fabric. So that was one project that I FO'd. I just have to FFO it now. And then the other thing I started was the jelly roll quilt. So if you've been on any sewing sites or you've heard of these jelly roll quilts, you buy a jelly roll and you buy these rolls of batting and you just sew the strips together and then you twirl them around and you make your own rug. And I love this. I said jelly roll quilt. It's a jelly roll rug. But I bought this jelly roll at Tuesday Morning. If you check in the crafting section of Tuesday Morning, they have all kinds of things, including jelly rolls that are about half the price you would pay. So I think it's cute. It goes in my kitchen. You can see there's some cat hair. Is that cat hair right there? No. Anyway, there's cat hair all over it because Elvis has claimed this rug. I do have a problem with my tension, so it has a little buckle in it, but Elvis says that's okay. So that's my other FFO. Oh, let's see, I have an FO and an FFO for my sewing. My last little bit of crafting that is not necessarily cross stitch is right back here. So my last video, I said I was going to start this, and I did. This is my rug hooking project. Last year, my husband got me this frame for Christmas, and it has sat idle all year long. So I wanted to use it before this Christmas. So on Christmas Eve, I put this on it, and I started my first rug hooking project. So that's my progress. And I love doing this. It's so much fun. It's so relaxing. And it's so pretty. Can you see that? Not bad for a start, I guess. But I'm having a good time. I did not have this third color for the cat I want to use as a gray. So I've got that on order. Hopefully that'll come in soon. But I really love doing this. My plan is to finish this by my birthday in February. So I've got the thing that cuts the strips, thanks to Kathy Krause, who got a good deal for me on that. And I just sit up here and listen to my Audible and play with that. So that's my other project that's not necessarily it's a craft but not cross stitching. I have been cross-stitching, and I do have a couple of projects to share with you. Oh, it just started raining outside. So first of all, Teresa, Kathy Krause, Susie Reno, and I do an exchange every few years. And this year, or this round, we were doing samplers. So it was the final portion or final round of our exchange, and Teresa and I were supposed to stitch for each other. We're really bad about it, neglecting each other, and so we are behind. But we both finished, I think, on the 18th. In my last video, I showed you the, almost finished project that I stitched for Teresa, and she has shown that in her video. She finished it as a little pin pillow, and it's really cute. It's a pattern from the Knotted Tree. It's the Winter Floral Sampler, I think is the name of it. But it's really pretty. I'm going to restitch that for myself. And then Teresa stitched me one of Brenda Gervais. It's Be Happy, Humble, and Kind. And I love the colors. And that little house right there is amazing. So that is super cute. Oh, can y'all hear the rain? My chickens are still out there in the rain. Chickens. Okay. They'll go in their little shed in a minute. All right. Now, the other thing that I worked on is I started something on Christmas Day. I wanted to do a Christmas Day start. And I started Brenda Gervais' Basket Full of Wintertime, which is so cute. And I finished it. So here is my Christmas Day start, and I finished it on the 27th. I substituted almost all Victorian Motto sampler threads. I think it's really cute. I'm going to sew this up like a pillow, just like the way she has it finished on the cover there. But it's a really fast finish, and this is stitched on 40 count. It's some silk weaver that I had left over from another project. But I love it. So pretty. So that makes me happy that I got to stitch and finish another project. What else am I going to work on? I had another one pulled, and I've moved things around so much I don't know where I put it. But I've been stitching here and there on different projects. My next project that I'm going to work on, oh, here it is. And I posted this on Instagram too. I worked on Jolly Joy Jingle from Raise the Roof. And she has a face now. So this is my progress. Oops. She's so cute. Let me move this light so it got dark outside. But isn't she cute? And this is 32 count Swamp from Picture This Plus, the called for fabric. And I'll keep working on her. Maybe get her finished by Christmas next year. If you're interested, I do have this one in my shop marked down because I have lots of copies of it. So you can pick that up at Jen's Stitching Niche. Okay. Oh, I do have one more non-cross-stitch project to show. It's this huge project sitting right here next to me. I'll show you that after this. What I'm going to stitch on from now to the end of the year is one of my Year of Whips projects that I did not finish, and that's the Garden Club series from Blackbird Designs. So I finished 7, and if I work hard enough, maybe I can finish 8 and 9 by the end of the year. But it's pretty. I'm stitching this on 40 count Autumn Blush from Silk Weaver, and I'm stitching it 3 by 4 because there's 12 parts to this, and it'll be an elongated. I think I'm going to hang it near the Anniversaries of the Heart. I did that one the longer, what is that, the landscape way. Love that. And this will be really pretty next to that. And the Anniversaries of the Heart, I put the family members' initials and birth dates or anniversary dates of my parents, my grandparents, all of my siblings, and my nieces and nephews. And then I did my husband's family and his siblings, but I didn't put their nieces and nephews because there's a lot of them. And then this one, the garden series, I'm putting the initials of different females or ladies that are important to me. So like my mom, my grandparents, my friends from school, my cousins who were very important family members to me, just different people, different ladies that are important to me. Their initials go on these. So I can't wait to get that one finished. Okay, the other project that I've started. This is kind of a funny story because, let's see, who was it? Lisha and Bridget and I went to Joann Fabric the other day because Lisha needed yarn for one of her projects. So Southern Ladybug, if you're not watching her, you should. She's funny. And she does all kinds of crochet. And I didn't need anything, and I told them I don't need anything. But I saw this one skein of yarn that had a picture on it of a blanket. I'm like, I want to do that. And Alicia's like, you totally could. So $50-something later, I ended up with all the yarn to make this blanket. So this is my start. And it's kind of, I'm enjoying it somewhat. Knitting, getting started was really rough for me. It's not relaxing. I think I tore something in my shoulder doing it. I have a knitting injury, but it's gonna be pretty. And it's just another blanket for me and Sally. Just a lap quilt or lap blanket. So that is one round. I think I've gotten through it. Of course, my sister-in-law, who is the knitter, was looking at it, and I was talking to her about what I was doing, and apparently I knit incorrectly. So she said, keep doing what you're doing, and then she will correct me on my next project. So that's my other work in progress. Okay, so I've done my FOs, my FFOs, and my whips. Plans for 2019. 2019, as I said in my last video, is going to be the year of Brenda Gervais. I'm going to start a Brenda Gervais project each month. I've already picked out my project for January, and that is going to be the Brick House Sampler, which I'll show you that again. I'm doing a SAL, so if you want to join me, I'll put the hashtag here, and you can join me, and we're going to do work on this in January. So that's beautiful, as are all of Brenda Gervais' patterns. I don't think I've ever seen one that I didn't love. The model is stitched on 28 count Monaco, isn't it? Or 28 count Mushroom Lugana 1/1. And I'm not doing that. I'm going to stitch mine on 46 count Beach Walk from Under the Sea Fabrics, which is really pretty. Now, I'm probably going to stitch mine, well I am, I'm going to stitch mine in the called for colors. So I pulled those from my stash. So these aren't full skeins. This is from my hoard of threads. And so this is what it's going to look like. Or these are the colors. Ooh, this way. So very pretty. It's not going to be in that ratio, you know. It's only because some of these are fuller skeins than others. So let's do that. That's a little better. But I know some people are not keen, and some of these threads are harder to find. I'm lucky to have all of them in my stash. Some of them are getting hard to find because the companies are at the end of their year and they're starting to restock. So I went ahead and pulled a DMC conversion. So here are the DMC colors that substitute for it. How do I do that? There we go. So I will put the DMC conversion in the description box below. And if you're interested in that, you can use the DMC conversion. I do have these sets of DMC in my shop, so if you want to just order them, just go to Jen's Stitching Niche, and I'll price them reasonably. I mean, it's going to cost me a little more. I order my DMC from Yarn Tree. I don't carry all the DMC. I just order the ones for projects. But if you're interested, you can do that. Oh, I left off one. That one was in the original Sandcastle. Okay. So that's going to be my January 1st start, and I'm going to take it with me to Disney World, so I'm very excited. Got all my threads. Let me go ahead and do this while I'm thinking about it. Pull the needle from that last project and put it in here. And readers, because I always have to have it. So I'm set. There we go. I'm ready to go to Disney World. Even got a little pair of scissors in my bag. So that's my Disney January 1st start. Now this bag, while I'm thinking about it, This was from Susie Reno. She made that for me. Isn't that beautiful? So that's ready to go. My other ideas for January is to work on some of my whips. So I'm going to sit down over the next couple of days and organize a kind of 3-day rotation on some of my whips. At the beginning of 2018, I had just over 100 whips. As of today, my whip count is 74. So I've done really well. I had a lot of starts in 2018 because I did Stitch Mania. My total number of finishes for 2018 is 60, which I'm excited. And that's cross-stitch finishes. So I'm probably going to do a 2018 finish parade as my next video. I'll do that when I get back from Disney World. And I'm probably going to do a whip parade, which may take 2 videos. So I think that's what I'll do. The next 3 videos will be a finish of 2018 and then my whip parade. And then my idea is to stitch on those whips throughout the year, but not as intensely as I did 2018. So I probably won't get as many finishes. Each month I'm going to start a new Brenda Gervais. So that's exciting because I love her stuff. Okay, so I've been watching lots of Flosstube this past week, and I do have to apologize to the Sunshine Stitchers because I misnamed 2 of the 3. So EJ, sorry. Sheila, sorry. I love you two but very much. I just enjoy watching your videos. You guys, you ladies and Gary are hilarious to watch. Their last video was really sweet. They changed their order. They usually sit in a certain order, and this time EJ was in the middle. And it was like she had her 2 stitching angels on either side. They give her lots of advice, and it's really cool because they're just doing all kinds of things. Just every kind of design and chart type and fabric type they're doing. So you should go and watch them if you're not watching them already. Plus, they have a great sense of humor, considering that I misnamed 2 of the 3. Sorry. But who else have I been watching? I've been watching everybody because I just let the YouTube select the next one and just watch and watch and watch while I'm working. Actually, yesterday I sat on the couch and worked on my textbook test banks for 4 hours. 4 hours, and just let the YouTube videos play. So I was listening to everybody talk and show their different projects, and that's what we love about Flosstube, is all the things that we can be enabled by. The last thing I want to talk about, let me look around, make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, but the last thing I want to talk about is just a shop update, just a short little update, because I haven't added too many new things to my shop. I'm still have all the clearance. That stuff is selling really well, but if you haven't looked, go look at the clearance. I have changed the free charts. I got rid of those free charts pretty quickly, and now I've switched to another set of free charts. And I'm going to introduce another one of my own designs. It's very small and it's very simple, but it's something I stitched back in probably September. And I'm an educator, so it has to do with education. But this is the project. It's a Ben Franklin quote: "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." And then I just added these little Jabco buttons. So I stitched mine on 32 count charcoal using chalk, and then I can't remember what this color is. I should know that, but it's just a Gentle Arts brown. The chart and the buttons will come together, and it's going to be in my shop. Just look for Investment by Jen Stitching Niche. I think it's really cute. And I mean, right now it's a nice time to start stitching those end of the year gifts for those teachers if you're interested in it. So that's my next release, I guess. Other than that, it's going to be, the end of the year soon. We leave on the 1st for Disney World, and we'll be back on the 6th. So I will actually close my shop from the 1st through the 3rd,
and then reopen it on the 4th. That way, if anyone orders anything, there's not going to be a long wait for shipping. Anything that's ordered after the 31st will be shipped on the 7th earliest, because we'll be out of town until the 6th. But I appreciate all of my customers and all of my viewers. I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve and have a wonderful 2019. I have, high hopes for 2019. I'm not making any resolutions, but I do love lists, and I do love to kind of come up with goals. But we'll talk about that in another video. Happy New Year, and thank you for watching.